Oh, the worst part about a best of 7 is you got to reach all the way across the keyboard to hit that 7. But okay, score will always be displayed down here by the minimap, guys. As stated, it's the year-end, most importantly, the grand finals of the BTSL. Talk about this more in a moment. Before then, though, in the top right, we have the blue Zerg player, none other than Rogue.
And down to the bottom left-hand side, our red pros player, it is herO.
We have managed to bring this prize pool up from our initial $1,600 contribution to $2,358 at the time of reading this, because someone, Wolf, just snuck $100 in literally as I'm speaking. Gleitfried also threw in $5 of their own. Guys, if you want to help these players, if you want to see herO and Rogue basically walk away with a stupid amount of money, you can go to the Match Arena page and donate there directly. You should be aware, just so everyone is fully, full disclosure, any money donated here on the channel, any bits cheered on the channel, that's going to me and Wardy. That's our tips for the day. That's our howdy doody. Thank you very much. Any money you put on the Match Arena will go strictly to the players. We're not taking a cut of that. There's no like, oh, casters are getting 10% on the side. No, every dollar on that Match Arena page is going to go to the players. I know at the moment of speaking, it's not percentage based, so the prize payouts don't actually align to the actual dollar value, but that will be the case when we pay these players out. So, to be clear, for this best of 7, for the whole tournament, over $2,300 raised, that's fucking sweet. But for this best of 7 grand finals, the winner of this is going to get a little more than $1,000. The second place finish, aka the loser of this best of 7, they're walking away with like a little over $500. That's not too bad for losing.
No, it really isn't. It's a really insane prize pool, and such a sick prize pool that you even pay out all the way through to top 8 for this event, which is so beautiful for the player.
Also, gotta give love to these players, because for those who don't know, not a single player who competed in this was invited if they didn't play the BTSL. These guys have been playing for your entertainment all year. We thought, why bother go inviting players, who might be a little bit hyped, but they haven't really played, they haven't put on the show. Let's reward the guys who've been here all year round. So while Rogue is actually the one player who kind of fell off on this, and he played the least, he was high enough up on the list to make top 16, and he was, of course, guess one of the 2 who made it through to the grand finals. So it's sick to see. And I'm very happy about this. Also, thank you, Wolf, for the 1,000 Christmas cheers coming to me and Wardy. I guess Twitch isn't unlocking cheers for anybody anymore, but I'll take those bits. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, as we set up into this first game of a Stargate from herO again. He's loving it.
I think he handles this really well. I would, for most other Protoss players, I get snarky, I get criticizing, I get like, why are you doing this? It doesn't work out for you. But herO has made this work out well in a series versus Sue. I have faith in him to do it in the series versus Rogue.
Oh, I'm completely with you. I mean, he's just so good at playing this out. Like, he seems to do it the correct way pretty much every time. These adepts are going to shade into the main base, which is maybe something you could have seen them maybe canceling. I don't actually like it, right? One drone and he gets caught, and he saw those lings as well, so it's not like he, it's not like he didn't know they were there, right?
Yeah, are these Rogue, excuse me, herO adepts, or are they DNS adepts? Feels bad, man.
DNS
does this thing where he always sends the first 2 and like that as well.
Oh, okay.
But then he wins. He wins. So there's like, it's like, is it a bad thing? I don't know.
For a moment, I was like thinking, like, I was trying to think what a DNS adept was. I was like, it took me a moment to figure it out. But, well, it's actually going to mean these lings are getting a little bit damaged over here. They might get a pylon as the Oracle, though, gets 5 worker kills. Does get 6 before he leaves to the left-hand side. And so herO is going to come out of this with a worker lead. He just seems to always take a worker lead in this PvZ.
Yeah, this shield battery will keep that probe alive, funny enough. This is a really great addition to the wall. Silly as it sounds, and the other probe's just gonna walk through and take the 3rd, feeling confident, strutting its stuff. Next is gonna get slapped down.
Maybe shouldn't have felt confident though, because now he's gonna get chased by a ling.
I think it'll be okay, Wardy. I think it'll be just fine.
Well,
3 oracles, by the way, not just 2.
Yeah, that's kind of different. I wonder if you just thought maybe losing the 2 adepts, you needed an extra oracle to help defend, potentially. There's a few different things that could have triggered this. But either way, I mean, the triple oracle, obviously, it doesn't add a lot in terms of killing workers, because they don't really kill that much faster if you're target firing. But it kind of helped to defend lings, etc.
I had a real 2017 moment there where I actually forgot for a moment that having something be triggered was an actual verb. and not just a way to describe getting pissed off.
Wow, that's a real 2017 thing.
Well,
For a moment, I was like, what do you mean a
2017?
2017 moment? And then you're like, yeah, actually, that's a perfect way to use that phrase.
I mean, this year really, I don't know any other year where things like that were as bad, so to speak, but commentary on life aside, we do have a lot of lings ready to hit this front door, but once again, with a shield battery, whatever unit's in the door is going to hold the door.
Yeah, it's going to be a defense for now.
Other 2017 references right there, too. Oh, man. 2017, year of hold the door.
Yeah, so how do you pick up on all of these references so quickly, like every time? Without fail.
I'm not even meaning to for that one. That was just like an oh shit, like I realized it as I said it. But 3 oracles, weird as it is to see, they are policing these lings well. So the third base is actually up. It's not running, but it's up and it's active. He's not producing more probes, so it's kind of a bit of a fake out. Adept's going through here without resonating glaives. His attack feels like it's too soon.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the oracles to maybe help out. He's got a lot of adepts to the south side as well, which obviously helps here. As you're going to see, those adepts are actually really starting to deal some damage, and herO, he's picking off Hydras that are popping out with these adepts with the oracles, which obviously goes a long way. He's got adepts in the main and in the natural.
And oracles to boot. Granted, they got picked off, sure, but resonating glaives is done, and this has done quite a bit of damage, but I'm not sure it's done enough yet. I do love that he's canceling partial on some of these transfers, so some of these adepts are still sitting in the main. These drones getting transferred back are getting slaughtered. The Hydras went down. New Warpins come in. Rogue's army supply is gone. herO takes game number 1. Brute force at that.
Yeah. Just out of nowhere, almost, these adepts suddenly are starting to kill too many workers, too many Hydras, and they're just all over the place. And herO just really nicely done.
This $2 message. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I had to read this 3 times. I'm not proud of it. But Korean guy in chat donated $2 to say, "What do you get when life gives you melons? See a doctor, because you're probably dyslexic." Melons is like lemons, guys, but it's like spelled. Oh.
I mean, I got it when you read it out loud, so.
Shut up. I totally. Maybe I am dyslexic. I seriously read that 3 times for processing what it said. Abyssal Reef is going to be the next map. It is loser selection, guys, so a bit of an advantage at the very least for the first couple of losses, so you can come fighting back. But that was a brutal game out of herO, frankly, just now. It's the type of game that makes you wonder why adept all-ins are not more common in ZvP. Like,
because then you see one game where there's just units and the adepts do nothing.
Exactly. But then you watch it actually work, and you're like, wow, that worked too well. That was like ridiculous.
It's like a really fine line, right? Where all of a sudden the Zerg has that round of units, which just goes such a long way, and suddenly it just does nothing. Or the adepts go in just before that round of units pops, and they kill everything because it snowballs so hard. It's
all right,
really
Abyssal Reef, I gotta cut you off, 40. We'll see you guys in game. I gotta do that big stretch again for that 7, but it is a best of 7. Spawning here to the bottom right side of the map. He's down 1 game, but he's got plenty to go. It's the Red Zerg Rogue.
Yeah, nice thing about the best of 7 is that you can drop 1 map and not be too worried about it just yet. Top left-hand side from Root Game in that blue Protoss, it is herO. Such a different way to follow up than anything we really saw against Stu. You know, we didn't see glaives at all, I don't think.
No, he didn't pull out a single adept build, and I was actually going to make note of that in the Colossus, or lack thereof, but the thing for me that actually stood out wasn't necessarily the adepts. The third Oracle made it look a lot more dedicated than it was, and that may have actually been what threw Rogue off. Not expecting a big resonating glaives attack, but expecting like some more Oracles or the Archon drops that usually follow. Like, basically not scouting may have killed Rogue, but I didn't check his vision enough to know that that was the case or not. Regardless, we'll see what he keeps up for this game, because obviously he won't willingly let that happen again.
Yep, I don't think he ever willingly let the adepts come and kill everything. It's a rough one, man. I would hate to play like a lot of Zerg, because I just get attacked by adepts and everything dies. Like, it's bad enough as Terran. There's Zerg, you make like 1 too many rounded drones. Nah, it's true though. Like, at least as Terran, you're constantly making units, right? But in Zerg, it's like, oh yeah, I just decided to make 5 more drones, and now I don't have the 10 extra lings to push back the first wave of adepts, and suddenly 2,000 adepts in my base.
It's funny, you describe it this way, and it's actually very true, and we don't give enough Zerg players skill base, I guess, credit, because it is that question of knowing when it's safe to drone. But for me, I'm just like, nah, you guys are winning games, so fuck off.
Yeah, it's a tough skill. It's a really hard skill to kind of like identify as a viewer, I suppose. Like, especially if you're just watching very, you know, just kind of watching like very chilled out and not paying like super in-depth attention, I guess. Kind of hard to see.
I think a lot of those things are more evident though in, let's say, our class of games. Your Masters League, your Diamond League, your Platinum League, whatever it is. The not Korean pros. Those things are usually a little bit more evident. But what's kind of cool is like people like Rogue and Sue and many others. Even if you make that mistake, sometimes your control can help make up for it. But I don't know, it's not something we see too often. Even then.
Well. Same thing all over again here for game number 2. Did Rogue go Pneumotest Carapace last game? I'm not sure if he did.
No, and I believe this has everything to do with what we were talking about, with that possibility of scouting being what scared him. I mean, maybe he'll be thinking about doing a link drop if we see an Evo Chamber come down later, but, like, yeah, I think scouting is going to be the #1 thing he's looking for this game. And with speed, he's guaranteed to get at least that before being pushed out of the base.
Yep, just going to come straight in towards the main base as well. Already sees the Stargate and the Oracle, but may as well go into that main just to double check. Even just seeing where maybe the next pylon is being built as well is going to be very useful already, because then you know where to go in and scout later and where kind of tech could be hidden in that main. So there's a lot of reasons to just send the Overlord all the way in, even after seeing the Stargate already.
Yeah, the Phoenix will still kill this because the Phoenix is a very fast-moving unit, but yeah, the information versus no information dynamic is huge here. Now, as the Oracle approaches the main, as mentioned, Spore Crawler, Queen, he's good to go. This shouldn't be a problem.
Yep, a little bit of in and out micro with herO's Oracle there. Gets 2 workers in the end, and that one single Overlord of Rogue gets pushed away. And there is a second Stargate.
This is going to spice things up quite a bit. Now, I want to bring this back here because we actually have a lot of chat discussion going on here by the armchair GMs. Whether you're right or wrong, one of the big questions, though, is what about roaches versus adepts and all these other things? The problem is, as we kind of went over, it doesn't really matter what units you have, whether it's Zerglings, whether it's Hydras, whether it's roaches. The thing is, if you get caught off guard, it snowballs quickly in those sort of scenarios. And I fear, and the reason I bring this up is it might be somewhat similar to the case that's happening here. With the second Stargate, it's going to be a lot more dedicated. And if Rogue thinks, oh, it's one Stargate, maybe there's adepts, maybe I'll just go back in and scout, it won't be that bad. Well, it won't matter, because you could have Hydras, you could have Queens, but if you don't have enough of them soon enough, because you're still making drones, you're going to die to these Oracles. And these are going to snowball so much worse than the adepts will.
Yeah, Oracles really do have that kind of snowball feature. And then now going into Rotron as well, like Rogue needs to make sure he identifies what this is.
Did I miss? By the way, did StarCraft not do anything for Christmas this year? Speaking of snowballs? That's disappointing, man. Last year they at least had the co-op mutation where Santa Claus was giving Amon shit.
Man, you know what would have been great? If they just gave adept snowballs to throw at other units.
They literally already have them. Just call them snowballs. Don't even like put a skin in. Just say it and see if anyone notices.
The snowball attack, just killing everything. Oh dear. Well, 5 Oracles arrive.
It kills me because Blizzard's so much cool potential. Make an arcade map from Blizzard, made by professionals, specifically snowball fights or some shit, right? Like, so much potential in StarCraft 2. Why does Blizzard hate this red-headed stepchild so much?
Can you imagine Oracles start using their pulsar beam and just snowballs are coming out the bottom?
It's like a machine gun. Blah, 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 blah.
Just drones just disappearing.
Well,
that had a freeze effect as well.
That's kind of what we're talking about here, guys. It's one of those surprise moments. Now, this doesn't go super well for herO. We shouldn't oversell this, but this is transitioning into something else. This isn't like, oh, I'm going to keep going mass oracles and keep getting worker kills. It's, you know, fleet beacon, fleet bacon, delicious. Already finished up here, so carriers should be coming out a bit quicker than usual, actually. And having already killed 13 workers is nice. That's going to put Rogue on the defense. We're not going to see him counterattacking immediately. But it does look like he has an idea that something's up, regardless of what it is, because Infestation Pit's on the way.
Doesn't the fleet beacon just like look like an oversized shield battery? I see this all the time.
Oh my god, it actually is a hit. It's like if the shield battery bobble thing came out of the top and was like setting up above it.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Well, carrier's on the way up. There they are. It's like the shield battery grew up.
Yeah. Don't ever talk to me or my son again.
One day there's gonna be a shield battery next to a fleet beacon. It's gonna be the perfect meme.
Okay, so by the way,
All
very
right.
important
Oracles.
this was scouted. There's a couple things coming with this, right? First off, pathogen glands, meaning infestors, but that's not going to kill carriers. However, maybe the infested Terrans will? The reason infested Terrans don't work is usually because the eggs get stormed, right? Like, okay, the infested Terrans are dead on arrival. Feels bad, man. But if you guys don't know, infested Terrans have a brand new rocket launcher anti-air only attack that is actually really freaking good.
Yeah, it definitely helps a lot with the Protoss anti-air, but you really need a combination of like a good amount of Hydras, some Infestors, and obviously ideally later on a few Corruptors as well. So the scouting helps Rogue a lot. You can begin to prepare, but he's still got a long way to go, especially because he's taken so much worker damage in this game already. And he lost 32 workers to these Oracles. That really slows him down in terms of getting set up, and it just gives herO even more freedom to build into these carries like he has done.
Yeah, I think in a lot of other situations we see, you know, the Protoss play, they turtle up. They're not going for a harass, not doing these attacks. So the Zerg player then ensuring gets away with 5 extra bases and a ton of drones. So you have the money to eventually beat back what's coming. But I'm glad you brought up the worker damage, because herO has kept Rogue on 4 bases. There's no 5th. There's not even a macro hatchery. I mean, this is going to be really not an ideal situation.
Yeah, it's really going to be a difficult one for Rogue to play out, honestly. There's some Zerglings working their way through those rocks on the left side, opening up access towards that 4th base of herO, of course. I mean, what does Rogue even do on the attack, right? Because there's going to be carries here. Storm is maybe not here just yet, but as long as herO holds for like 20-ish seconds, Storm is now in play, and then all of a sudden it's going to be even more painful. And you can see how Rogue is kind of desperate to do something, because he's even brought the Queens across the map.
One thing to note, with no mothership, this would otherwise maybe not go so hot, but there's so many shield batteries here.
Yeah.
Like, what's better, all these transfuses or all these shield batteries? I honestly don't know, but a couple of storms going to be done here in 2 seconds. Those Templar are awfully close to that front line, but feedbacks go down and storms bait the Hydra, so herO is absolutely going to take this fight. I don't know if this will be a tap out, but there's no way Rogue's going to get a better fight than this. GG, herO with a 2-0.
Yeah, Rogue decided to actually cancel Pathogen Glands and not go into Infestors in the lead up to that attack, obviously feeling as though his best chance was just to bust herO there with Hydra Queen. herO with a perfect defense just had way too much and everything he needed to push it back.
Well, guys, that's going to be another 30-minute-ish commercial break time. So we'll get into Game 3. It'll be Rogue's choice once again. herO kicking ass, taking names. And I love that in both of the games, he's done completely different strategies than anything he did versus Sue. So you know he's thinking about this more than just ZvP. Guy's brilliant. We'll see more of it when we get back. See you guys soon. You guys are spoiling us bloody rotten today, I'll tell you that much. So first off, thank you very much to Idle Time during the commercial break through $28.41 our way. Let's play that sound again because it sounds so good. Into the tip jar it goes. And then just now during the intro, Step Up Your Game Streamlabs donated $2 to say, how did the hipster burn his tongue? He drank his coffee before it was cool. Also, regarding, there's some requests. I know it's a joke and whining itself, but requests to ban the balance complainers in chat. They're not even GM. Here's the thing, though, and this is going to be crazy, so I got to whisper it. I don't want anyone to hear this. You might not believe it, but balance applies to all levels of StarCraft 2, both high and low.
No.
Don't tell anybody, though. Don't tell anybody. That's a secret.
No.
So, unfortunately, as it turns out, you do in fact have an opinion as a lower league player. Just it might not be one people agree with. It's still a valid opinion.
My mind, literally blown.
Well, blowing things up here, namely his opponent. To the bottom right, he's leading 2-0. We've got the blue Protoss, herO.
His opponent to the upper left in red. He has to start mounting a comeback here. If he loses this, he's in trouble. It's Rogue.
Actually, on the note of balance complaining, I will say this much. I will be the first person to bitch, complain, moan, cry about shield batteries, you name it, right? But I do have to give a bit of respect for how difficult the job on the balance team is. Not because it's like, oh, how can you not balance this? We're watching herO and Rogue and it's like ridiculous for herO. The fact is, any changes they might make that could make this matchup for these two players better and more entertaining for every player out there might ruin it for the other 90% of the population that is like bronze or below. There are some balance changes to StarCraft 2 where I go, oh my god, that was a phenomenal change because it didn't affect the game, it didn't break it, but it did change the matchup. And those are far and few, but those are like really hard spots to hit. So kudos to the balance team for, I guess, trying to change things up, and they're being pretty quick with their reactions. We've had to sit through whole seasons of this bullshit before. Like, do you guys remember Protoss, the beginning Legacy of the Void? Because I don't. They weren't in anything, right? And now, unfortunately, that's the role Terran has taken. But the reality is, guys, it's better than it's ever been. It's going to keep getting better because they're good at improving things. But 4.0 really threw things out of whack, and they're still finding their sweet spot. Now, I don't like where the game is personally. I'm a big Terran fan. I think there's some bullshit that needs to be fixed, but I know that they are fixing it, or trying to at least.
Yeah, it's way better than it used to be. It's Adept Shades again. He loves throwing his Adepts in towards Zerglings. I mean, obviously this time he doesn't get surrounded, he can micro it, but...
He's also not going to lose 2 of them, which is going to be kind of nice, but as I said, the DNS Adept element of the game, I don't know if it's like the same as a ritual sacrifice. You know, you send 2 adepts in, they end up not getting all the kills you want, or maybe they do, but they die and then you win the game. Like, it's just, there's something about it. I don't know what it is. The Frenchman figured it out first, and now herO's on. He's like, something about this kid. I'm onto him.
Queen blocks access to the third base. This is always quite nice, as now the Lings will come in for, well, at least an attempted surround. Well, they're going down pretty quickly. One adept falls, the other gets back. As we see the Oracle on the way up again. herO just, again, super early, Stargate every game, very similar, but then changing it up so much every single time into the mid-game.
Yeah, the double Stargate was something, too, that I almost feel was entirely based on the scouting giving the wrong information. Like, oh, you scouted me, you read what I had. Well, I'll throw you for a loop and go for something I never do, double Stargate, right? Like, I'm not sure he would blindly go any of these builds. I think what I'm loving about this is they are playing off of each other. Rogue, obviously a little bit harder down 0-2, but herO is playing so well around what Rogue's doing.
Yeah, herO's is doing a great job of this so far. As we do see those Lings not getting anywhere. And 2 Oracles just waiting together now. Obviously, together they can do so much more.
A little bit of BaseTradeTV backstory, right? Oh, Monty, thank you very much. 20 bucks. I'll read the message in a moment. If you guys, someone said, Rivka, do you remember the release Adepts? Oh, I remember how broken they were. In fact, ZvP and I got promoted to Masters in like the most epic Archon match of all time. If any of our mods can dig up that video, that was the, oh man, we were getting stream cheated and abusing Adepts, and we still somehow ended up beating the guy. Felt really good after like 50 losses to the same Adept move over and over. I remember the release Adepts.
Those Adepts were insane.
These Adepts also might be. There's not a lot to stop this. They don't have to focus the Queen at all. They could just chase the drones. Lings pop at just the right time.
Yeah, that was really nice. But he actually pulls the drones back in, so he still loses 5. I mean, it's nice for herO. Obviously, losing Adepts is never great overall, but if you're getting 5 workers for it, it works out. Oracle catches 3 more workers as well, by the way. 4 more workers. Actually, 5 more. This Oracle just doesn't stop.
Also, there's the 20 bucks from Monty, and we just said, just proxy Protoss. At least be an asshole whether you lose or win. I like that logic. It's the goat down swinging logic, right? Like, trying to dial up to 10. All right, so 10 workers dead on top of, total? Yeah, 11 in total. Not too bad. But for herO, it's not about getting a couple worker kills. It's more the point that, like, while he was doing all this harass, while he was poking across the map, yeah, the Adepts died, yeah, the Pylon died, he did get a 3rd base up. And this is actually in a pretty good functioning spot. There's quite a few sentries, quite a few Adepts, so holding on to this against Lings, not a problem.
Yeah, these Lings not going to be able to find a way to do too much just yet. As herO going into Glaives and 5 more gateways. I mean, he's going to go for that big Adept follow-up here once again. And, see if he can just pick up that quick victory, I guess. Because Rogue kind of died to it pretty quick last time around. As you see sentries maybe in a little bit of trouble here. One does go down, the second one's around 2, and that's more force fields, more energy already having to be used against this.
Ooh, here we go. The Rogue's taking that next step. Where we got Lurker Den picking up This is going to change things up quite a bit. Namely goes A, we haven't seen any lurkers today, but the composition here out of herO is not going to be one that's great for dealing with these. Because while lurkers don't necessarily deal bonus damage to depths and sentries, if he has time to get these out, and there's a big if there, detection is going to be lacking. And that could be a big problem.
Yeah, I think just in straight up, I mean, this army from herO is never meant to fight against the lurkers, right? Adepts just don't deal with them very well, so herO really has to hit this time, and now he's got like about a minute or so until lurkers are really truly on the map.
But
let's see if he can do enough of this.
If you kill all the hydras, there'll be nothing to turn into lurkers. They're that thinking emote right now.
Yeah, he definitely does well, guys. We see the adepts actually shaded up in towards the natural expansion. They're going to find some drones, some lings as they run in. They're going to keep on shading, I imagine. Yes, another warping of adepts getting ready to go in towards the third base in the next few moments. herO's losing a fair amount of these units, though, but is starting to deal some real damage.
Oh, no, the adepts, they were on move command. A little bit awkward, lost a lot of damage time there. +1 weapons combined with resonating glaives. I mean, he's tearing through these drones like nothing, but they're on the retreat. Where do you run to? You run to the gold base? No, he's ready to catch you there. It feels bad, man. Even force fields a couple he's in. War Prism's still standing. He do some more fancy micro if he wants to cut off these hydras with a couple of force fields. Fight with just the adepts, totally an option. Gonna try and do something similar to that. Transfers back over here to where the drones are. 23 workers dead through this. herO doesn't commit too heavily. He's not got a greatest army supply. He's double roboing it up. He's expecting a lot of hydras in retaliation. I think the Colossus can handle this. If you guys don't know, if you're just, one of our front page friends for the day, Colossus deal bonus damage to light units now. Something they never did in the past.
Yeah, those Colossi really will be able to help push this back, but he doesn't even need it to, because these adepts are going to stop those units from moving across the map.
God.
And now 33, 34, 35, 36. I don't even know if I can keep counting this high, man, because herO is just not stopping.
Yeah, I don't know what that number after the 3 is right now. What is that, 38 plus 1? I don't know how to count that high.
Can you just stop for a second so we can reset the counter, please? herO? Help us out, man.
He's already dead. Stop killing him.
Man, doing math on stream is so hard, even when the numbers are written in front of you.
All right, so another change about the Colossus, for those who don't know, it was given a default range, right? Extended Thermal Lance only gives +1 range now. It's not as important as it was in the past, but still a good upgrade to have. So herO's going to have these Colossus in double amounts, and if this was still lurkers, and it still might be, but if it's still lurkers, it's not hard to start producing double immortals off those robos. Those will deal with lurkers. So herO's in such a good spot, I'm going to say hypothetically here, because he can respond to everything Rogue's doing, and because of the point I brought up earlier, I feel like herO's playing not a PvZ, but he's playing very reactionary to Rogue. I've got great confidence in him to close out this game.
I actually love this. He goes into free Colossi and then switches into immortal production, because the Colossi will do so well against the Ling, the Bane, the Hydra, but you do need something to actually really shred the lurkers at some point, which is obviously the immortals, for that bonus damage to armored units. So he's getting a setup here that's just going to deal with absolutely everything, and making sure there's not going to be kind of any windows for Rogue to abuse or any way in, and loses another couple of drones here. herO just does not stop.
herO's like on his deathbed. He's in the grave and somehow he still kills a unit, right? Like it's pretty good, but whoa, that is a lot of lurkers. That's 15, 16 lurkers coming out of various spots.
Wow.
These do not have digging claws. If you guys don't know what that is, that's like the instant up and down we've seen out of a lot of pro players. That's a hive tech upgrade. So still not something you can really get aggressive with, but there's so many lurkers, they might just be able to collapse on the army. So when normally you come in head front, lurkers don't cut it. He could actually afford to lose some as he just surrounds and crushes, and I'm really worried that that might be what's about to happen to herO's army.
herO being a little bit cautious, already backing away slightly, but it's going to be so difficult.
No detection. He's making oracles, he's making observers, he can't see anything.
This is going to be really unfortunate. He actually has 2 oracles on the map, right? So he's got one to the right side. He does have one with his army now as well. So that will go a long way. Colossi.
It's getting a little too close for comfort.
This is the problem, though. Eventually, herO gets backed into a corner, and that really sucks. As Adepts kill a Queen, meanwhile, on the other side of the map, herO's still being aggressive. Lurkers just pushing their way through, and eventually, herO has to find a moment to fight this.
Oh, the observers are at the robo. They're not rallied forward. He's got detection. They're chilling right here.
He's just thrown down the Revelation, actually, so the Colossi can start to nibble away at those observers. They're just chilling, man. They don't want to get involved. They don't want to get sniped down by Hydras in the background.
The problem wasn't necessarily the lurkers not being seen, but he didn't know where to engage. He's going to go for the charge. That's not going to cut it. His army gets destroyed. It's a straight line of death. Colossus are backing up. They're gonna kill the Lings, sure, but he's lost all of his units. He can't engage the Lurkers. He's
going to try to once more, but it's just not going to work out brilliantly at all.
Oh my god.
He had a lot of money in the bank, but he really was just missing, like, well, just enough. I mean, it's just so difficult in this position. How do you engage into this many lurkers at any stage successfully?
He was trying to do some pokey poke here, but really detection. If he had detection earlier, he may have been able to keep this from getting on top of his base so quickly, so soon. As he kites away, one of the Colossus gets very low. He'll clean up the Lings, maybe get the Hydras, but still doesn't have any units left over to deal with the Lurkers. And these Immortals, they're spawning in range. They're getting killed immediately, dead on arrival.
Yeah, and now one of the robo facilities goes down as well, which obviously halts production further in moving through here. And 5 more Lurkers coming up, so hero's still building into this. We now see a couple of Lurkers going down.
This is clever. This is kind of like watching Marines do the juke in and out against the Spine Crawler. Like, the delay on the attack for the Lurkers is so long that they don't actually reach the Colossus, so they can kind of do some hit and run, but in doing so, he's still losing out on every other aspect of this.
Yeah,
like, it takes so long to clean one.
It's just so micro-intensive as well. Like, hero can't do anything else while this is happening. Yeah, Void Ray will help out a little bit, but there is a couple of Hydras here. He needs to clean those up with something. Narcon going to commit in, now some Zealots as well, and it looks as though herO might just about have enough to push through this. He even lifts up one of these Lurkers with a Phoenix. That's how desperate he is, as he pushes this away.
I'm astonished that he's breaking this, and if he can, he might recover. He's got such a big pro count, he's got a huge economy, he's got a gold base behind this, he's got level 3 weapon upgrades, he just took out Rogue's Lurkers! Oh my god.
Oh my god, these Colossi have over 100 kills between the two of them.
54 on one, 55 on the other. herO is actually like the best Protoss player. This is so insane. I can't believe he just broke that. I thought for sure he was gonna lose off of this attack.
This was such a difficult, like, he had to wait so long, he had to give up so much, but eventually he just managed to break through, and now it gets a bit better because he's not going to have Lurkers in as an aggressive position, as difficult a position to deal with, right? He has a chance to get up to Storm. He's got bases up the right side of the map, so he's going to be able to keep a good economy here. He's actually ahead on Workers by quite a margin. He even feels confident enough to move forwards.
You know, a lot of times in StarCraft 2, big flashy engagements, crazy, ridiculous damage, incredible storms, like, that's what determines games. We just watched, like, a 5-minute breakout at herO. It's like a slow prison break at the spoon, chipping away at the wall, and a lot of people would have given up, but herO, man, I'm so impressed. He's double expanding off the back end of this. He's had passed in so much money he just warped in all these units with. Wardy, I'm like, Rogue, how did you win BlizzCon? Like, this is so insane. hero's so good.
Yeah, hero's insane, and you know what's even more insane? These cannons come up to help protect against the Lings so that base doesn't go down. Not just does it not go down, he kills every Ling that went up there. And now Rogue misses out on Lings, and oh my... What a god!
Like, I really gotta stress, guys, it's not that Rogue's bad. Rogue is an absolutely amazing player. There's no negative commentary with this. It's the fact that hero's a step above. This is like the Dragon Ball Z conundrum, where every new bad guy is just like stronger than the last. You're like, when does it end? And herO is just like the new bad guy every time.
This is just... I mean, Rogue has like a good farm of Lurkers again, but how much better is herO set up to deal with this now than before? He has Storm, he has multiple Archons mixed in.
If Rogue had Hive Tech and Digging Claws, I think Rogue wins this so easily. The fact that he can't aggressively jump on that army means that hero's gonna be able to do what he's been doing, that's walk away from the attacks.
Yeah, it really makes it much more of a struggle for Rogue not being able to just get into position so quickly. Something that makes Lurker so good right now in the super later game. As Hive comes up, obviously Rogue's been kind of pushed to kind of be able to afford Hive, just because of how the game went earlier. He lost so much of his eco, as now herO is spread out. He's gonna go into this here. Lots of storms to open this up.
Lurkers, it was so dangerous with so many of them burrowed there. He loses a lot. herO, unfortunately, lost one of his really sick Colossus, but he still got, what was 68 kills?
What an absolute hero.
By the way, people are... before someone dissects this, takes it out of context. When I said, like, how did Rogue win BlizzCon, I just meant more because you had mentioned, like, this was the round of 8 match. Like, how did he get through herO to get to the championship BlizzCon? It's not that hero's so... Or, I'm not saying Rogue is bad, and, like, how did he win BlizzCon? But it's like, with this series going how it is, like, how did he get to those finals, man?
herO really is playing just insane PvZ at the moment. And in the meantime, as this attack's on the right-hand side, he's over to the left, and Zealots will deny the 5th base, or at least try to. I mean, you can maybe just right-click it down and fight the lings.
The thing about lurkers is, as good as they are incredibly expensive. You got to make the high trust, and you got to make the high trust into a lurker. Like, it's not something he can afford to keep making 16 and 20 at a time of as he has been doing, so losing this base would have been devastating. That zealot attack, it's a good thing he held that off because he needs the mining. Gold base is empty, third base is low, natural's almost gone. I mean, Rogue's pretty much out of income.
Oh, I love these couple of Void Rays because there isn't really many Hydras here to back this up, and so the Voids, they kind of can just pick their way for a couple of lurkers. If there was detection, yeah, kind of do need that here, and actually now Hydras do arrive, and so one Void Ray goes down. Nice storm again though. These lurkers just taking so much damage, and it just means you chunk your way through them when you do take the engagement that much faster. Rogue doesn't even look for the fight. herO, I mean, you just gotta give him credit for this one.
That is an inspiring game for Protoss. Like, I can't even believe, or no, I just can't even. There you go, full stop. I can't even believe that he was able to win that fight, that he was able to break that engagement, that he somehow got through those lurkers where I think almost every other Protoss player I think of dies then and there. And now, with a 3-0, herO is one win away from locking down these finals, from winning over $1,000. Like, this is so sick for herO. If you're a big herO fan, you're having a great time right now. But we're going to Catalyst because it might be the last game. We are going to sneak in a commercial break. Before we do, got to give some shout outs to those tuning in today because I'm not sure what's going on with Russia. But yo, we got a lot of people from Russia tuning in. Obviously, we got that front page boost. So US and UK, they're at the top. It's inflated. Who cares? That's cheating. Get out of here, United States. Get out of here, United Kingdom. I'm just kidding. Bye. I love you guys. But surprisingly, for like the first time ever, Russia is like below that at number 3. 6% of the viewership. Germany, not so surprising. Usually Germany, Canada, like they're our top 4. But Russia, Germany, Sweden, Denmark, Canada. Yeah, what's up, my fellow Canadians? France, Czech Republic, and Norway. And then all the other ones are too low to see. So give us a holler where you're from if your country's name wasn't listed. It's good to have you guys with us. We're going to commercial break. We'll see you soon. All right, we're back, and see some of the chat saying, oh, 4-0 is not a good show. Somebody, the administrator, say something to herO. Here's the thing, guys. First off, that'd be like borderline match fixing. Not fucking cool. Don't ask for things like that. But secondly, as disappointing for the Zerg fans and for the Rogue fans out there as a 4-0 might be, I'm kind of okay with a 4-0 because herO is showing us like next level stuff. This isn't abuse of the patch. This isn't like, oh, nice stalkers, bro. Like, he's doing so many just clever things. I'm trying so hard not to swear as I describe it because I'm really impressed with how he's playing. I think if this is a 4-0, it stands to show not that Protoss is broken in this patch, but herO is such a good freaking player. And on that note, to the bottom right, he's from Root Gaming. It's the red Protoss, herO.
And his opponent to the top left is the blue Zerg player, Rogue. Down 0-3, man. That is brutal. But it's like you say, like, this wasn't, you know, this so far wasn't like a set of games that was, okay, game number 1 was like pretty one-sided, pretty quick. Game 2, herO took a lead and then Rogue tried to time, but it was, again, really good defense. You know, herO played it well, he did everything he had to. Game 3 was a real back and forth one, and herO somehow won this game that I just don't think he should win, no matter how many times I look back at it still, I think. Crazy.
I will say this much though, Wardy. If Rogue can bring this back, if he gets that 3-game win in a row, if he takes this to the Ace match, this will undoubtedly be, in my books, one of the best finals of all time. But it's going to be a long road to get there. It's not going to be easy. Also, on that note, because this might be the last game today, if it is a 4-0, quickly, guys, if you want to throw any money towards the prize, well, you want to be part of the quote-unquote history that is the end of the 2017 BTSL, go to the match radar page, throw a couple of bucks over there if you're willing. But as I said before, and I want to be perfectly clear about this, we're not taking any money from the match radar page. If you guys want to give the players money, awesome, do it through Matcherino. If you donate on the channel, if you cheer bits, if you sub, all that good stuff, that goes to me and Wardy, that goes to me and whoever I'm casting with directly. So we are, by the way, spoiled. We're already at like 100-something bucks for the day. I'm not saying you need to donate, but if you do, it's appreciated, whether it's to the players or whether it's to us. Either way, there you go. Now you know. And full transparency and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm hoping, like, people call me out for Zerg bias, guys. This isn't like a WCS cast. Fuck that. I don't gotta be diplomatic. I'm just saying it how it is. And I think at the end of the day, I got so much respect for the way herO's playing. You can call it balance wine, you can call it bias all you want. If you are in denial that herO is playing this well, you are crazy. You need to go get yourself looked at.
Mate, even Rogue agrees because he's just gonna go all in. He's gonna make roaches. He's gonna make ling speed. He's like, yeah, okay. He's like, I'm sick of this. And you know what?
This might work though. This is weird though because this is the first game hero's not going Stargate. So like blindly.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Right, speaking blindly, this would probably work, but no, it's a Chrono Immortal. Oh
wow.
No. He knows what's coming. He knows what's up. This is gonna be so bad for Rogue.
This might be one of the simplest defenses ever. Honestly, like not to unhype it, but like he's got an Immortal on the way. He's got a Sentry.
There is something to say here, though. Like, Ravagers don't take the bonus damage from the Immortals. They can actually take a hit or two. They can break forces. They can tear down the walls outside of the range of the Immortal. I'm not going to say that this is automatic GG because the Immortal's out, but this is going to be a tough road ahead for Rogue. He does break down the Adept. Immediate surround on the Sentry. Takes that out. Can remove the force field with the Corrosive Bow. He can surround the Immortals. Warp Gate's not done yet. It's really just the Immortal here to defend.
The Sentry comes down, gets killed instantly. The force field is a bit just haphazard, and we are going to see the Link surround the Immortal.
The Immortal's
oh wow,
down.
he's going to get it.
And of course, like we said, Warp Gate's only just finished.
Well,
what units does he warp in?
I guess the Stalkers, right? Does he have the money? Yes,
he can only warp in like 2 to the main. Immortal pops out though, but he's going to lose all gateway production here in the natural. Cancels the shield battery. That's probably the best choice to make.
Yeah, he wasn't going to get any use out of that as this Immortal. Has to hit the roaches, man. These lings just keep surrounding it, and the Immortals are just not doing anything here. Pro's pulling in as well. I think so. He's just going to keep on storming through, and herO, with what seemed to be like a solid counter, just messed up here and there and made some mistakes, and Rogue just breaks on through. And that's apparently how he's going to be taking his first map against herO, though, here in this finals.
Oh, this is so sick! Yes! Rogue will not go down 4-0. And what I like is that again for me isn't, oh, Rogue made a couple of the right units. He controlled his Zerglings. He moved, commanded them past everything so he could surround the Immortal, hold it in place, and actually beat it to death before it could get in a high enough count to kill the roaches, to kill the Ravagers. Like, that for me is just, again, what I'm talking about with what I love out of herO is what we just saw out of Rogue. Good control, good reactions, handling his units well. That's how you earn the love, I think, of like a caster like myself, but also maybe the fans watching. That was so well handled out of Rogue, better than the other games so far, at least.
Yeah, he really just had a plan. He went for it, and then even when he was up against what I really feel is like an impossible position, he just makes it work. Like he hits, herO makes mistakes out honestly in this little situation here, and puts us into that situation where herO does drop down. And now we have a series on our hands. It's not just going to be that 4-0 one-sided stomp, as this lobby doesn't want to load. And when it loaded, it didn't have game heart.
Well,
you have this lately as well, when it doesn't load up game heart sometimes.
Yeah, it's really annoying. While you host the lobby, I love this. Kickin97 says, that was disgusting. Better nerf Terran. That's like this patch. Okay, the Protoss lost to Zerg with Ravager all in. Let's make it so Widow Mines are detected once they fire. Like I said,
increased build time.
Credit where it's due to the balance team, but at the same time, fuck you guys. I don't agree with most of the decisions you made for Terran this patch.
What do you mean? I think nerfing Chrono by about nowhere at all was perfect.
Oh yeah, and definitely affecting nothing. I can't. Okay, it's Neon Violet Square. It's game number 5. If you're just tuning in, this is the grand finals. We'll recap the prize pool in a moment. It's currently 3-1 in the favor of herO over Rogue. So herO still only has to win 1 game. Rogue has a really tough fight ahead. But looks like we got some loppy bugs going on with the other casters. Hopefully we get Take TV in here in just a sec.
Yep. And our player's already ready, so we can throw it to the intro.
Let's hop into it, guys. Neon Violet Square it is. See you in game. All right, folks, he's got 1 point on the board. To the top left, we've got the blue Zerg Rogue.
He's up against the red Protoss. The bottom right-hand side, he still has a few match points on his side. It's herO.
I love this kind of logic where Rogue was like, no, I promised my father. Never would I use this deadly power of the all-in from Zerg. But he's backed into a corner. It's like that scene from My Hero Academy, right? He's got the fire coming out of him now, and he's ready to fight. I don't know if he'll go with another all-in or not, but that was really well done out of Rogue. And I mean, I want to say it caught herO off guard, but the reality is herO was perfectly prepared for it.
Yeah, I don't. I still have to kind of go back and watch that fight again just to really figure out how he broke through so quickly and easily, I guess. It's because he made it look so simple, right?
Well, like I said, everything to do with the way he controls his units, right? He got on top of the sentry immediately, surrounds the immortal with the lings, walks, moves, etc. And Will Wall actually in chat says it best. Never tell me the odds was kind of what happened with Rogue. I feel like in that last game. Also, as we hop into this one, Monty Un throws $105 into the prize pool, raising it up to $24.63 for the players competing today. Now, again, I don't have the percentage thing put in. We'll update that at the end of the tournament today, but well over $1,000 for the winner, well over $500 for the second place finisher. Both of these players are getting well and handsomely rewarded for giving us some handsome and, frankly, fun games. I don't know why I said handsome to describe that, but either way, we're getting good games, and I'm glad that these guys are competing for us.
That's hella close to a $2,500 prize pool, man. That's insane.
That's so sick, too, because, yeah, for those who don't follow the tournament, you don't know, like, this is a $100 weekly cup that would sometimes get leveled up to $200 if we use codes, but not guaranteed. So, like, this was really an end-of-year bash. We're using the rest of our budget. We wanted to throw a big thing for the players, reward them, thank them for playing all year, so we invite the players only who have competed in the tournament throughout the year. Like, so sick. I'm so happy that this almost $2,500. So cool.
Really, really awesome stuff. StarCraft community, best community. Just saying.
Better than that, you know, it's not like, okay, it's the front page. You know, everyone's going to fluctuate. We've all seen people on the front page that go 7,000 viewers, they go to 200 viewers. We've been holding about a 6,000 average for the entire time we've been live. This is so awesome. So thank you guys for joining. I hope you've enjoyed this show. I hope if you haven't yet, you'll slap a follow button down so you don't miss out on future broadcasts. Because like we've said many times, we're coming back tomorrow and the day after and the day after. And then nothing for New Year's. And then after that, we're back again. So we got a lot of StarCraft 2. If you enjoy StarCraft 2, it's not always going to be myself and Wardy, but it's always going to be good quality content here on BaseTradeTV.
Hell yeah. Robo once again here from herO. I wonder if his build in the last game just got shut down, obviously, and he didn't really get to use it, so he's just going to try and use it again now, so that he actually gets to, you know, bring it into the series at one point. I mean, obviously, he could use it in the game after or so, but actually, he's got the Twilight Sword.
Whoa! Look where he's building it, though. This is so cool. So,
yeah.
If you Overlord Scout, typically you dip into the Nexus, and we saw this already, so this isn't making this up. This is something Rogue does. You dip into about the Nexus, you'll see generally everything around the mineral lines, everything around the pylon, and you'll almost never check that low ground. This Overlord will pass by this. I don't know if you'll see it. It's going to be... Oh, okay, he does see it. Oh, I'm like, wow, this is such a good spot to hide it from like a normal, conventional shift-click scout. But, okay, the jig's up. It's a Robo, and Rogue knows about it.
Prism on the way up. So obviously you're going to see those DTs warping in, which will obviously aim eventually to become Archons, and Archon drop around and harass.
Yeah, but he also saw the gateways of the Zerglings just now. So it's not like, oh, is it DTs? I'm saying on top of the Dark Shrine.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of gateways behind this.
Well, 4 gates is pretty normal, right?
Okay, I say a lot, perhaps a little hyperbole. It's more to the point that he knows what's coming. Is what I'm trying to get across here. Like, it's not a question of like.
Yeah, he sees everything.
Oh, that War Prism look. Whoa! Does this War Prism look a lot darker than normal?
It's probably just the lighting on the map.
Maybe. That looks really weird. Okay. DTs come in, they got the cool little side blaze. There's actually no detection here. If you want to just go in with the DTs, you probably could, but the Overseer's starting up, so time for that's passing.
I like this, coming forward with the Prism as though he does have like the DTs here already or something. But they're actually just going to morph into Archons to the side. It's kind of important to hide them somewhere to morph into Archons, because the last thing you want is the Lings to start surround them when they can't fight back, lift up, or micro at all.
Right, and he was looking for that specifically too.
Yeah.
So again, this is herO. It's a minor detail that's like not a big flashy thing. It's hard to notice. It's hard to recognize how sick of a move that was, but it was in fact really smart. Now these Archons are full health. They're coming in with a backup of a couple Zealots. He might just elevator everything to the main. I mean, the splash damage was a long way on a ramp.
Yeah, it's actually going to be very difficult to break forwards here, and the Queens don't really do any damage to Archons either, so it's a weird little scenario. herO pulls back, because he's not going to look to just primarily hold the ramp, and Looks as though he'll come back down to his Zealots. Ling is going across the map to try and do something. More Zealots warp in.
This is both good and bad. On one hand, yeah, all the Lings are across the map, so they're not home initially to defend. On the other hand, though, here doesn't have any warp-ins if this was a big attack, but they are coming back home. Some warp-ins and micro can keep all this alive and dandy. There's no real anti-air threats yet. The Hydras are popping out, though.
Yeah, Hydras will be a big part of this with the damage they can put out, and also being able to maybe help catch the Prism. The Zealots go down, so the Archons are really going to have to start backing out of there thoroughly now, and honestly, though, still get damaged by herO. Like, those Zealots essentially are kind of sacrificed, but to help make up for a very good trade. I mean, this was still efficient out of herO overall.
Yeah, look at the resources lost. Look at the units lost here. I mean, it's not just a better mineral trade, but Zealots are always going to be a lot more efficient. Especially when you've got splash damage softening up a lot of the Zerglings. Turns them into two-shot range. Either way, as the Warp Prism ducks back towards the main, going to be looking for some drone kills. There's been no drones killed so far this game.
Well, that gets an overseer, which is kind of nice. Oh, the Prism, though! Just escapes to the side. Wow. Actually, you know what's kind of huge there? He kind of killed a creep tumor before, which might have just helped the Hydras get to the edge a bit more. Maybe.
Maybe. Either way, thank God for 6-range pickup. Jesus.
Yeah, that was really deadly, as we see currently probes pulling away from those Lings as well, who go across the counter. There should be a warp in, or well, there's already sentries here to push that back. As, well, the Warp Prism comes back too.
These Archons, by the way, 20 kills and 16 apiece. Not too shabby. While this goes on, though, it's not going to be, I guess, a problem for herO. I say here lightly because he is moving towards what he needs to. He's got Baneling speed. He's going to ban Lings in general. Also, yo, 50 bucks getting dropped in from Still On Namek. Money! And that actually brings the prize pool now to well over $2,500. $2,514 to be precise. So there you have it, guys. A little $1,600 prize pool, almost doubled. That's not almost doubled. I can't do math. Either way, that's still a lot of money. 2,500 bucks is a lot of money.
I doubled the first number.
Yes, we did reach 2, Wardy. You're correct.
Yeah, I just realized that we doubled that number like $500.
We like.
Oh, shut up.
I don't even know there's a number for it. We like 200 times it. Hey, PVT Wakes, thank you for that 22-month resub coming in, giving us some downtime. Shoutouts to insert message about 22 years here.
How can you be subscribed for 22 years?
Reply.
If you've owned, yeah, how can you be subscribed for 22 years if the Earth's only been around for 5?
No, I am casting with Jonathan Wardy Ward, not Jaden Smith. Stop it.
You cast. You talk about something.
By the way,
I'll just take a minute to reevaluate my life.
I just assume that's your actual middle name.
Wardy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just officially read it.
It's Colossus again, by the way. I don't think this is a bad move at all. We already saw herO do some really excellent Colossus control. In fact, probably the only player outside of maybe Showtime that's made me think Colossus are ever worth going for, but like, I'm still not convinced of the unit, but with the way herO plays with them, I'm like, oh, maybe it is good. Maybe every other player is just using it wrong. I don't know, but either way, we saw him use them well once. We'll see him use them well, hopefully twice. Either way, we got Rogue setting up some Bane drops on the side of this. That Overlord looks really dark too. What is the lighting on this map? These don't have +2 yet, so they will not one-shot probes, but if he wants to wait another 30-something seconds, they will.
Yeah, +2 is actually crazy. The fact that it makes it one-shot workers, the Banelings, like it really makes these Bane drops so deadly because you look away for like a split second, you're not paying attention to the minimap, you will lose a lot of workers.
Archons though, and the cannon as well. Okay, that's actually really nice. That's so nice. That's off. While this goes on, though, a couple of really key things. Another Banelings set up here, attack over here, sure, but behind this, Hive Tech, Spire. Like, Rogue is stepping up his game hardcore for this one. It's not just going to be Ling Bane Hydra.
Yeah, and he's going to be going into the, you know, the Hive and the Spire. Obviously, the greatest Spire is what comes to mind. Obviously, initially, the Spire for some Corruptors here would not be bad at all for the helping against the Corsair. As here we go, Bane drop, but already pulling away with the probes, but they get a little bit stuck and clumped up, but the Overlord has gone down. That Bane drop does nothing. herO pushes this away, Bane roll by in towards the natural, and it will not do much either. Just 2 workers killed. herO all over the place on the defense.
That's good reaction time, though. More than the actual losses or not. Like, the fact that he pulled immediately on both cases while looking around the map, like herO knows what's up, and he's paying attention to his minimap like a hawk.
Oh, I love this push across the map, by the way. Just before rogue gets set up in towards his hive tech and, you know, the potential to get Vipers out, etc., herO starts pushing forwards, has his Warp Prism from much earlier in the game to utilize, and he's just going to get aggressive. At the very least, cleaning up some creep to just make rogue a bit more afraid.
Like, tanks and immortals can't fit through these blocks. Why can Colossus? Oh,
why
those force fields are so sick.
Oh my god, the Colossus might just disappear. Oh,
yeah, I'm actually
okay,
just speechless. Those banelings destroyed herO. Those banelings, like, yo, he brought a gun to a baneling fight, Wardy. What the fuck did we just watch?
It's not just me. Like, that army...
Is that game?
Yeah, it's a game. Like,
oh my
how
god,
did it all disappear so quickly?
He had the sickest force fields too to stop that. I've never been so speechless. I can't believe that worked. You know,
I have no analysis for this fight.
One thing I actually forgot about Rogue that is like a very Rogue thing to do is he'll fight with like 50 plus banelings. He'll come in with a stupid army supply and can I actually, before you go, can I access the, oh my god, Wardy, oh Jesus. Turn on the stream if you already left the game. Look at, no, the army graph. Oh my god. What the fuck? Screenshot this if you're a Zerg player. Pin this up on the wall. This is your motivational poster. Instead of the little cat that's like, hang in there, this is what you should have on your wall. What the fuck, Rogue?
Wow.
Wow.
Is that literally like 90 degrees down?
That's what it looks like. Here, look, this is the out of game one too. It's not nearly as ridiculous looking, but it's still the same thing. What the okay,
I really don't understand how this fight went so bad, so quick.
We need to rewind, he says. Yeah, you know what?
Why is herO saying battle last?
Yeah, I think they're just mixed up on. We're gonna take. Okay, we have to do a commercial break, but you know what we're gonna do? Before we go break, we're gonna go. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. During the break, I'm gonna fast forward a replay to that point. We can watch it in slow mo. All right. But we gotta play 2 minutes of ads. So see you guys while I get this set up. Be back soon. All right, guys. It's possibly on the road to be that ace match, with still leading 3-2 in the bottom right, kicking ass, taking aims, and still 1 life in his back pocket after this. It's Root herO.
On the upper left-hand side, our red Zerg player is herO.
Now, I want to actually bring up some people are freaking out about that engagement. Obviously, it was ridiculous, but also everyone's obsessed with the fact that it was like 1k APM. Here's the thing, guys. Anytime you watch a Zerg player, the APM meter is not necessarily the most impressive thing to look at. You ever see TLO hit like 5k? Because he literally does. It has a lot to do with hotkeys, has a lot to do with the way you build, but also, most importantly, if you are making 50 or 60 banelings at any given time and any amount of larva production back at home, your APM is going to be artificially insane. So it's funny to look at that 1k number during an A move, but what was most notable for me was not the APM, but the way he did A move there, because that's the topic, right, for Rogue. And if he had A moved, I want to make this very clear, if he had just A moved in, he wouldn't have won that fight the way he did. All the banelings would have hit the front line, then the back line, then mid line. But he move commanded all the banelings, so they were in the heart of the army. Like, that was, you shot a torpedo into the fucking ventilation pipe of the Death Star, and it went to the heart of the thing to explode, rather than exploding on the surface shell. Like, so sick. I loved it, and it was really well controlled. And that's the point I want to get across here, because this whole series, I don't care about what balance wine or disagreement you have with my opinion in chat. The reality is, both of these players are winning their games through some sick level of control and decision making more than anything else. And that was really evident for herO, perhaps less obvious for Rogue, but still very much true. And oh, herO, Proxy Stargate, we haven't seen, I think, I want to say this whole tournament, we haven't seen any proxies out of herO.
Wow. That's kind of, I guess that's not super crazy, but he is someone who does like to like proxy a Stargate now and then, but maybe in, well, he had best of 5 groups for it. I'm kind of surprised he didn't see it.
I'm sorry, how much of that last sentence was words?
All of it.
Okay, I got British done really hard then. I literally could not.
Yeah, okay, I'll say it again. Jolly gosh, you haven't seen a single no. I was just saying, like, I think like
Pip, old chap.
I was just saying, like, herO does kind of like to throw down a Stargate now and then proxied, and I'm surprised that considering he had best of 5s in group stages, he didn't find an opportunity to do it already. You know, maybe if it was best of 3 groups, then it's not super crazy. But the fact that it's best of 5 groups, it does, you know, it gives him some chances.
No, I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. It's just so strange. Maybe I misremember, guys. Maybe it's totally wrong. But at least today, if nothing else, too, like this is the first real proxy we've had. Stargate timing, though, I'm not sure this will be that big of a deal. The queen's already in position. She gets like 3 or 4 shots off before the oracle's even there.
The second queen's huge here, though. Being able to kind of shut this down. But now nothing in the natural. It's still only 4 workers, but it's still a lot of lost time compared to usual. And, does that oracle come out in time? It does, but probably not to then kill the or protect the pylon. But at least it gets out.
Barely with that chrono. Okay, so this kind of sucks because for herO, this takes away that easy mode transition. We saw this earlier, right? Like if you want to go carriers, if you want to get a mothership out, you don't get to just casually throw down a fleet beacon because you're not going to have that Stargate anymore, and that maybe is a bit of a problem. But if he's not looking to go that direction because the last couple games he's been showing Colossus, okay, not the end of the world. Either way, the opening here has been shut down and well handled by Rogue, frankly. Even denying a 3rd base on top of this. Ooh. Ooh, icing on this best of 7 cake.
And CT Oracle's going to fly in towards this mineral line. Couple of workers going down, but he's going to lose 1 Oracle. That spore reaches over.
GG.
No, it's just 1 Oracle.
Just tap out. Go to game 7. It's all over.
Dude, he's up 7 workers. Come on.
Okay,
God damn your sarcasm.
It's not, yeah, it's sarcasm. It's not actually that bad, but I will say this much for herO. Like, for a guy who has shown near, like, I've been nerding out about this, right? Like, near perfect control of his units, of his strategies. Like, it's a bit surprising to see the Stargate fall apart so badly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true. He's been so successful with it. He's always been getting damage done. And he hasn't really lost an Oracle kind of in a huge mishap early all series. And now, when he proxies it, he does lose 1. It's a little bit of a shame as we see these deaths. Shading back, I like this. Just forcing units and pulling back. It keeps him at a 10-worker lead, by the way. That is huge. Like a 10-worker lead at like 5 minutes. And it's been like this for a good amount of time.
It's true. You're correct. But it's also at the same time, like, hero's been denied a 3rd for a very long time, too. And this isn't like Protoss days old. You don't usually just 2-base it, but he's kind of been forced to at this point. More gateways coming down. No signs of a 3rd. And with Archons and Zealots, maybe he just wants to all-in. Or Depths even. But either way, this is looking more like an all-in than anything else.
But you know what? Rogue has nothing to fight this. Because he only just now throws down the Hydra Den. That's pretty late. I don't really think he realizes just what's coming his way yet. He's gone up to 52 drones. Okay, now he's going to start making units, but he really has to start making units.
I'm wondering about this 3rd. Like, this could actually be a 3rd for the sake of taking a 3rd. It's later, it was delayed. Okay, it sucks. But and maybe they'll use the Archons to buy time to get this set up. At the same time, though, if he gets there and realizes there's, like, nothing, there's no boots on the ground, there's only Zerglings out, he might just warp in with all of those gateways, and he just put down a lot of gateways, 8 in total. And if he does, this could get really out of hand. He doesn't have the money for it just yet, but he's going to recognize soon, like, wait, why is there nothing stopping these Archons? There's nothing fighting back.
Yeah, this was actually, I guess herO just maybe was thinking about doing it, then thought not to because he started up Charge, he started up an Immortal, and obviously
there's
the Nexus.
The warp-ins.
Yeah, that's the warp-in now, but obviously it could have come in so much sooner already. I think just go towards the 3rd base. I think he can do some good picking here, but obviously he feels he can do more just pushing towards the natural. Has to be careful, has to pick the right fight. He doesn't have Charge on the Zealots just yet, and we'll have to just micro those Archons back with the Prism. The Zealots is going to go huge on the Queens.
Drag and drop with the Archons is really good, though. The Hydras don't get here until it's a little bit late. And even though herO looks like he will get cleaned up, this is already done quite a bit. The Archons as well going to continue to harass if anything chases off of creep, because Hydras, of course, don't have their speed just yet. So this is going to keep Rogue at bay for a bit.
Yeah, Rogue is just going to be kept busy, I guess. And again, it forces units rather than drones. And all this time, herO now does begin to saturate the 3rd Nexus, right? He's able to go in towards Storm and other bits and pieces as... as Overlord's being a bit cheeky, isn't he?
It's a little bit BMO. But, oh no! Only a couple Templar
Oh no,
over
High
here.
Templar! Well, that's actually really
battery.
bad shield battery for now, but now the High Templar are fully surrounded. He can't heal all the High Templar at once. That's 2 going down, now 3!
Yo,
Run by.
I think he really wanted to save those for their Storm energy. Making the Archon probably would have been a lot better in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, right, compared to losing them. But, yeah, I mean, having the storm, you know, if you had kept them alive, it'd be huge, because in 10 seconds, you'd have 3 storms already. I mean, as it stands right now, he doesn't necessarily need the storms to deal with this attack, but he would want storms sooner rather than later.
Not turned to value, though. It's still really nice pickup. Getting 3 Templar at any point in the game, early, late, doesn't matter. Those are big deals.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a big trade, but look at this. herO just fighting this anyway. These Hydras getting good. Right back. Yeah, the problem with these Hydras is they just can't get away fast enough. And oh no, Rogue with a miss rally coming right through the center here, and there's just some extra dead Hydras as well. They're going to get picked away eventually. Unless he feels them down to the south. I guess that's a smart move to kind of minimize damage. So let's charge one more time to get one more Hydra on the left.
Yeah, charging like 8 damage itself. You don't even need to get the melee attack in for some of these Hydras. They were so freaking low. But there's an attack coming on the right side. No defense over here, so he's going to warp in some things defensively, which takes away from his offensive line. But yo, he's got a couple of storms almost queued up and good to go. 5 seconds to go on the energy ticks here.
Here we go. I mean, he's just going to push on forwards. The Zealots kind of lead the charge. The first storm was great. The second storm was dodged from. Now another wave of Zealots to help out. Can't get saved. And the Immortals again saved. So many Hydras though.
And Link's in for the backside. I watched him walk those Templar to the front lines. It's like, don't do it. But it was too late. They're already dead.
He might be able to save this Immortal with the high ground over here. If he drops 1 unit off, comes back and gets it, he gets it. Nicely done. I mean, that's a nice save and an important moment because he did just lose a lot. Yeah, makes sense.
Oh my god, the fact that Overlord's been dropping creep this whole time, though, this... it's not the creep does nothing here. It's a little cheeky, sure, but it's more the fact that that's how little control hero's had of his bases while this has been going on. He can't even afford to get 1 Stalker warped in to clean up that Overlord.
Yeah, he probably could have got it earlier, but he was just so busy kind of doing other bits and pieces as he's going to push Rogue back up this right-hand side again. I mean, hero's army is good when it gets up, and just needs a few more High Templar, like a few more Stormers building. Is that High Templar in the prism right now? It is, so he's looking for those Storms. He's trying to find them in the next few moments, and again, Rogue is being chased away by kind of just straight-up charge lots at the moment, which has happened more than once in this game now. He's on the counter-attack, though.
This time there's a couple cannons might help out a bit, but that's not going to stop this many Lings. Whole position's going to get a lot of probe kills. That's nice to see. But the charge lots get a little too far ahead of the pack. Couple storms here, maybe 1 or 2 ready to go still.
Oh my god, the Warp Prism is on 1 hit point.
Oh my Jesus. Whoa. And this attack, this hinges on that Warp Prism. He can't afford to. If anything hits this, it's going to fall down.
But there's nothing that's going to get in range because the armies to the north, there's an army to the south, and Rogue just cannot get close to it. Okay, some Lings get underneath. That isn't a Queen, that isn't a Hydra. And now herO is just going to break through.
Wow.
And he's going to take it 4 games to 2 in this grand final.
I was like sitting on the edge of my seat. I'm like, it's going to be the ace match. It's going to go game 7. And then herO had to ruin it all by winning. God damn it, herO.
God damn it, herO. Why are you just playing so good?
Quick note, by the way, guys, I have been swearing a lot more than usual on this cast, and I'm not apologizing for it, but just so you guys know, I'm normally a lot better. It's just almost no sleep. I'm home. It's my first day back to StarCraft after like a week off. More importantly, having decent internet, so I'm a little overexcited. I'm a little over-enthusiastic. So that's just to explain it. I will go back to my gosh darn heckin' self eventually. But we had such a sick finals. You can't not be excited for this. Thank you for joining me for this, Wardy. This was such a good... I had such a good day today, man. This is so good.
Yeah, it's fun. Some awesome games. Like, I think every series we had was pretty awesome. I mean, especially the PvZs. Like, the ZvZ was, like, high octane, super action, like, really crazy holds and stuff, and it was fun. But the ZvPs were, like, back and forth. I just can't get over that game free of herO Rogue, especially. Like, that defense against the Lurkers, that breakout. Insane.
That's gonna be an MVP memory. I'm gonna be referencing that game like every time I see Lurkers come out now. It's like, look, if this guy could do like just play like TY, just play like herO, right? All right, folks, we're gonna go to our last commercial of the day. We'll come back, we'll give Wardy some shout outs, all that good stuff. If you want to see more StarCraft, follow him. But for those that are gonna leave, because some of you are inevitably gonna leave, it's the end of the stream, hit the follow button before you do. Like I said, tomorrow morning we got the Corsair Cup Grand Finals. That's the European version of things, so we got some good players playing over there. We'll list out who and what, etc. when we get back. But like I said, let's get the commercials out of the way. We'll be back soon. All right, folks, time to say our final goodbyes. Also, I'm going to be hosting partying, so if you want to get in on the rating party for partying, make sure to stick around. God damn, he has an ugly stream, though. And I just finished telling him this during the commercial break. But before we do, I got to give a moment to my man Wardy here. He's going to be casting in a couple hours. He's got another tournament. You want to let the people know where, when, what. So if they are hoping to follow you to more StarCraft, they know where to go.
Yeah, so I'm going to be casting just a quick throw together event. Today is the qualifying, and it's going to play out over the next few days. Just a Wardy TV Invitational, nothing fancy. Today, the qualifier, we already have a couple players like Bly, Petit Drogo, Game Time signed up. So, I mean, kind of, you know how players are, right? They don't sign up until 10 minutes before, so...
Or they'll sign up and not check in.
Yeah, so we don't know exactly because it's an open event, but that's going to be happening in like 2.5-ish hours on my channel. Wardy with 3 eyes because, you know, apparently one day I just couldn't let go of the I button when I made my Twitch account. Yeah, and basically, I'm going to stream that every day this week. I'm pretty sure I don't overlap with BaseTrade at all for the most part, especially for the invitational event because I scheduled it around the BaseTrade cast so that you guys can basically either go from my stream to BaseTrade or go from BaseTrade stream to my stream to get all the action. Because we're smart like that, and we like to just promote StarCraft in general. And it's better for everyone. You can watch all the games rather than just one stream.
Yeah, so be sure to check out Wardy, guys. There's more StarCraft. Goddess herO, apparently we missed their donation message, so I'm just gonna quickly write that out. Snipe Hunt as well. Thank you for the 45-month resub. Goddess herO donated $2 to say, Rifkin, I mailed you on Friday about a new kind of cancer treatment. Can you please read it and reply in private? Absolutely. I haven't been home since, well, before that actually. But yeah, it's been. I spent the week to keep my mom company. It was a interesting experience. Again, I tweeted a video if anyone really wants to take a look into things. Also, I think we did miss another donation from earlier. No, that was it. Okay, cool. So no one we missed. Anyways, thank you guys. Any final words, Wardy, before you go? Sorry.
No, that was all.
Okay, then with that wrapped up, guys, follow the channel. Follow me on Twitter at Riff_Kings. Follow the channel BaseTradeTV on Twitter. I should post on my Twitter, so be forewarned. But if you want just StarCraft 2 updates, BaseTradeTV's what you want to follow. Almost everything and anything we do does come through BaseTradeTV, does come through Twitter, so be always sure to check that first and foremost. We have started paying out DreamHack Atlanta payments, by the way. Almost everybody's been finally paid out for that, fucking like half a year later. I'm so glad to have this weight off my back. It's such a headache. BTSL announcements for next year. So the BTSL, as you know it, is not going to happen for 2018. But that's because BTSL is going to be reborn into something new and hopefully better. I had planned and hoped to have all this set up and good to go for January 1st even, but unfortunately due to some delays with contracts and sponsorships, it's kind of taken a bit longer to get going than I wanted to. But I will just say this much. There should be a 3-month-long event that's going to involve Koreans and Europeans that will lead to an eventual offline finals in Canada. So that's how we're going to rope North America into it. The fact that they won't have to do a bunch of online bullshit to get there. They can just show up to the event live in Canada. Most importantly, Vancouver, if all goes according to plan. But like I said, we're still in the contracts. We're still wrapping a couple things up. I should have some cool announcements, but the prize pool for this tournament isn't going to be like some boastful like $50,000 prize pool. But we are going to do stuff like have the winners earn cash money online, and on top of that, money for flights, fly 4 players out, have everyone else compete live. There should be some good stuff happening in Vancouver, ideally in March, but most importantly for us, leading up to. So be sure to keep an eye on Twitter for those updates, guys, because that's what the BTSL is turning into. Again, you'll see more and better information as time goes on. It's a brief description because, like I said, things are not finalized. I do hope that you guys will come watch and enjoy, though. Elmer42, thank you for that Prime sub. But we got to get I got to go host my man Parting. Guys, the raid message is going to be simple copy pasta parting. Smells like farting. All right, I'll type it in chat, copy paste it, throw some hearts in there, give him some love, because the king is back to StarCraft. Also, don't be shy to tell him how ugly his fucking stream is. I love this guy to death, but god damn, that is an ugly stream. I need to talk to him about overlays, like for real. So anyways, give some love to Parting. We're gonna go give him a raid. We'll see you guys later. Wardy, thanks again for joining me, and have a great day, everybody. See ya.